Time to hit the battlefield with the latest Assassin's Creed.
You intrigue me, Wolf-Kissed. Orphan and sibling, warrior and poet.
Eivor!
Sigurd!
I missed you, brother.
Randvi, your husband returns, bringing gifts and riches to share.
And new friends, I see.
Ubisoft has released the latest Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and we took our leap of faith. Normally, I'm a big fan of the Assassin's Creed series, played them all, and mostly loved a lot of them. There's a few misses, let's be honest. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla kind of has me in the middle. Parts of it are great, parts of it are just not. There's a little bit of a slow start. Honestly, this campaign story itself has you start off with a bit of a chase, I'll more or less say. I don't want to spoil the beginning. This beginning kind of sets the tone of the game, and then how you want to decide to go out and about to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla is completely up to you. Choose the male character or the female character, or midway through, just flip them around. Doesn't really matter. It's completely up to you. And I found because you didn't actually get established with one or the other, it wasn't like Syndicate where you would play as Jacob. And then other times you would have missions that where you would play as Evie Fry. And that's how Assassin's Creed Syndicate would play out. Or Origins, you know, Bayek, that's your role. That's the way you go. You get into Odyssey, or then you have Alexios or Cassandra. You don't get the flip back and forth. Because in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you get the option of whether or not you want to play as the male Eivor or the female Eivor. And I couldn't really decide which way I wanted to play. Most times, I'm either going the female role or whatever stealth character has that more kind of my play style. And here, it really doesn't matter which way you go. The characters, to me, weren't really bringing a lot of life and personality to Eivor like I really wanted to. It was hard to connect. In the end, I ended up choosing the male Eivor and kind of liking it for the most part.
No, it can't be! Stay back!
That's a bread knife, my lord. Do you mean to butter me?
The female character just didn't seem to cut it this time for me, but the voice acting was just okay. It wasn't really strong. And overall, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is good, but I've seen better Assassin's Creed games. Origins was a great addition to the Assassin's Creed franchise. We go way back. Well, you know where it all really starts. Altair was a great Assassin's Creed, but there's major problems with Assassin's Creed 1. Very repetitive. Then you get into 2, and then you get the introduction of dual blades. And then, you know, that really elevated Ezio's story and how that unfolded. On 3 kind of had a bit of a setback for me. But either way, moving forward to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, this campaign story was slow. It was a slow burn, and that's a bit of a problem when you're getting into something as big and as vast as Assassin's Creed. Now, it's not as big as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, thankfully, but it's still no small title either. There's lots to go out and explore, and of course, they've taken a major leap into the world of the RPG element, allowing you to customize, upgrade, and furthermore, get into your character and deep dive. And one of the best parts about Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the settlement upgrades. One of my favorite things to do is completely customize my surroundings and my character, and that is also here for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Thank you, Eivor.
Anything to help you feel at home.
I am most at home helping others. May we return to the subject of your visions?
We could, if you think it worth something.
I need one more ingredient to finish an elixir for you.
Getting introduced to the Viking time period I thought was really cool for the latest Assassin's Creed, but it's not perfect. The gameplay itself felt a little lackluster. The combat isn't perfect, it's not smooth, it's not fluid. There are often times where I'm waiting after I've countered to then, after I parry, to then counter that parry, and my character Eivor is just standing there and I'm hammering on the right trigger to swing back, and it's just not happening. Often when you're going out to get ready for your raid, you go by your ship. Well, the longboat isn't really, it doesn't feel grounded within the water. It feels as oftentimes you're floating above the water, but yet it's in the water. It's a little bit of a disconnect there. And when you're on your mount, sometimes when I'm hunting, I face one way, and yet I shoot the arrow the opposite direction of what I'm facing. kind of a bit of a miss there, and another step in that disconnect. Some of the characters in Assassin's Creed Valhalla aren't perfect either, and this is kind of one of those things that just takes all that experience away from what could be an ultimately great game, and it's just not there. Character models are a little blurry, they're not perfect, storytelling is good, but again, just not great.
Change has come, Burgred. All that remains is a coronation. A witan with the Lords of Mercia.
Burgred, my love!
My lady, are you injured? Did they hurt you?
I often found myself wondering, where are the simple things in the game, the quality of life sort of aspects of it? When you're running and you're going in there and you're looting stuff, well, then oftentimes instead of just grabbing the items, you go up on top of the item. Well, where's the hit detection in that scenario? And it's those kind of things that set you back within Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's really unfortunate. Or when you're looking to upgrade certain stuff or your settlement, well, where are the resources that I know I have enough of those resources in order to upgrade the next piece of tech or gear for myself, or the next upgrade in my settlement is not there to be found until I go to that actual piece or the land of the settlement, and then I know there's the materials, that's what I have, but it's just not enough. Everything should be present right there on the screen in the inventory. The skill tree, I think, is absolutely one of the best skill trees Assassin's Creed has seen, so that was nice to see, but there's just so many minor things that would have been a nice touch and just a quality of life that is just really lackluster in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a bit of a miss this year. It's a slow burn. It took me about 5 hours to actually get into the game, where I felt where I wanted to be, where it felt like, ooh, this is starting to feel like Assassin's Creed. And then after that 5 hours, it took another 5 hours again to open up even more. And by the time you hit the 10-hour mark, a lot of people are going to drop off. It's just not enough there to captivate them and hold them to push them forward within the story. The story itself of Eivor and coming and following his brother on their adventures across England is a great idea, but just not as well executed as I would have liked to have seen. Overall, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a slow burn, and that's why I'm there with a 6.5. Set in the Viking time period, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has everything going for it to expand as the next great Assassin's Creed title. However, minor missteps along the way prevent Valhalla from being that great game. Walking on furniture, unsound combat, a floating ship, and even some texture popping makes AC Valhalla a slow burn.